What's up, guys? It's your girl Serpentine 10, and Sega has been mentioning things about upcoming games that they will be working on and coming out with. They've been dropping hints lately, and it's like an ongoing thing that anytime Sega says anything about stuff they're developing, the first thing that is mentioned from a lot of people is, where is Virtua Fighter at? So I'm going to talk about Virtua Fighter today and the suspected reboot that has been in the making. Is it in development? Is it not going to get made? It's been a topic for the longest time. Every time Sega shows something at an event or has a little hint that they drop on Twitter, everyone usually goes to, where is Virtua Fighter and is it going to be remade? So I'm going to talk about that ongoing issue and if that even is a possibility, and the things that Virtua Fighter possibly needs to do so this franchise can just be good again, because it definitely needs a lot of work if this game is going to come back. Virtua Fighter has always been one of my favorites growing up. It may be a little stiff when you play it, but it's definitely a classic game that really brought me into fighting games when I was younger. And since Sega has been, talking about all the games that they have been developing and working on, everybody asked the question, where is Virtua Fighter? And, I really do want a new Virtua Fighter to happen. And I know they came out with that remake of 6, and it wasn't the best. It's kind of like used graphics and used everything. Things still sounded really bad, and they were just trying to put that out there to the masses to see what they thought about it. But I really do think they need to make a brand new Virtua Fighter. I mean, heck, even Harada said that the possibilities of putting a Virtua Fighter character in Tekken was high if Sega made a new Virtua Fighter game. Like, if they made a new one, he would potentially put one of the characters in there. So that's good to hear from Harada. But it's crazy because we just don't know what Sega will do with this franchise. I mean, a lot needs to change. They need to update the graphics. They need to have good net code. They really need to market this game to the new population of people that has never played this. There's a lot of people that don't know this franchise, and they will miss out on something so great. I kind of felt the same way about, Killer Instinct when that game came out. I feel like it was missed by a lot of people, being trapped on the Xbox, and a lot of people didn't even get to see how great that game was, and I don't want that to happen to the Virtua Fighter series. One more thing that has always plagued me about we just need Virtua Fighter to come back is that there is already too many 2D fighters. There's way too many 2D fighters, and there's not a lot of 3D fighters. Now, if you think about it, 3D fighters are harder to make, and that's why there's so many 2D fighters. I mean, think about it. You got the King, which is, Street Fighter. You got Guilty Gear. You got Blaze Blue. You even got that Project L League of Legends fighter that has that stupid name now. It's so many. If you add on to that all the anime fighters that are out there, it's so many 2D fighters. And I'm just sick of seeing so many 2D fighters. And I mean, I understand they're easier to make and that's why they exist. But at the same time, I really, really, really want to see, some 3D fighters being made and some 3D fighters to come back. And that's why I really want to see Virtua Fighter. I mean, it'll be, one of the 3D fighters that will be back, but at least it'll be a good one, because I just feel like we're oversaturated with the 2D fighting games. Now, we don't know how much time that this needs to simmer for Sega to actually, tell us anything about this franchise or to make a move on it. And I know that a lot of people make the joke to say that Virtua Fighter is the old heads game. If you're over 40, you probably are a fan of this game. But I really do want Virtua Fighter to be known to a bigger audience, like a new audience of players. It was a lot of players that had never played, Tekken or Street Fighter, Tekken 8 and Street Fighter 6 has been played by so many new fans in the FGC, and they had never played those games before. And I really want, Virtua Fighter to be a part of that too. And, only my gripe about no 3D fighters is that it's a must that we have more of those. I just don't understand why, it's so lax nowadays. I mean, I understand that, like I said, it's easier to make 2D fighters, but 3D fighters are, beloved, and they are harder to play, of course, but I feel like Virtua Fighter should have a shot and they should have a chance in 2024. And I think that if this game is made right and is marketed correctly and is shown to the fans, I think that it might have a shot of coming back. Now, I know that Sega has only been dropping subtle hints here and there about their games, but one of these days they will mention, Virtua Fighter. I don't know when they will mention this game, but they just have to. I feel like this is one of those major games everybody's like, where is it at? And it's just funny how they just keep going around it. They talking about everything else they make, but they not talking about this. And they did say a while ago that they have been wanting to remake this game, fully, have the next one come out like Virtua Fighter 7, but nothing's really been, made, or nothing's getting progressed. And there's probably a lot of reasons why that is happening. Maybe they just don't think the fan base will be there. Maybe they think that this game is overdue and it's past its, time. It could be a lot of reasons why they're not making this game, but I want to know what you guys think about this whole snafu of Sega mentioning and talking about a whole bunch of stuff, but they're not mentioning Virtua Fighter, and my reasons why I think Virtua Fighter should return so a brand new audience can, play this game and be exposed to it. But you guys know what you have to do. Make sure you guys are following me on my Twitter, and make sure you guys check me out here every week on YouTube. Till next time, guys. Peace.